welcome to a Donger deck discussion. My name, as you can probably see underneath right there, that is my in-game name, and my name is Sith Holocron, and I am from the Dongers of Runeterra, and we have made a brand new Swajani deck, because that's really what the meta needs before we go to Targon. But I mean, you know, if you're playing Swajani, you're probably playing her with Ash, and it's all Frostbites and all that sort of stuff. But I'm an aggro player, and I know people really like playing aggro decks, so my aggro deck is pretty simple. I've tried to make it into a burn deck, pretty much, with a few twists and turns in here, and let's go turbo. Let's go turbo aggro. So here's the deck. An awful lot of the spells went in afterwards, and I put in the units first. So let's talk about the units first, which is a slightly different way that I'd normally do. I normally go from top to bottom, but we're actually just going to talk about the units first. And if we click the magic button, 26 units we have. 6 champions and 14 spells. Now the spells are not all what you would expect. Keep that in mind. So this is actually going to be quite of a core for 2 Targon decks that I've already started making in my mind. But here we go. Here are the units. Omen Hawk, the 0.0000001 chance percent that you won't get it in your opening hand card to buff everything 2-1 for the top 2 units. Fantastic. Legion Grenadier. See, we're in Noxus, but we're going down the aggro route. So last breath, deal 1 to the enemy nexus. Really cheap, just at 2. Fantastic. If you don't get him, you can always get the Ruthless Raider, which is a 3-1 tough with Overwhelm. Overwhelm plays quite a part of how this deck actually functions. So ideally, you want Omen Hawk and Ruthless Rider in your opening hand. And believe me, I would like you to try and go really hard to try and get at least these 2 cards. Omen Hawk and Ruthless Raider are so damn good. Then we're going to go to Swajani's partner in crime. And that's Draven, who seems to be being picked up by me quite a lot, because I adore him. I love his axes. I love everything about the guy. I love what he says when he sees Teemo. He's just a fantastically really good quick attack 3/3 unit for 3. Brilliant. You can discard things, you can add things to it, you can do a whole load of other sort of stuff. Draven's a solid champion. That's why he's in this deck. Added to which, he has 3 mana, and Sej, well, she's 6. So you really maybe get him out twice before anything else happens. And then we're going to go, because we are in Freljord, we're going for Ember Maiden. And let's think of how Sejuani gets bumped. He needs to hit the Nexus 5 times. And after the 5th time, he's good to go. Sorry. And is just utterly bonkers. So we need things that will reliably hit the Nexus, and the Ember Maiden deals 1 to everything. Like, everything, including both Nexus. So there's your start right away. If you get an Omen Hawk, ping. If you're attacking on odds, there's 1. There's an awful lot to get. For instance, as long as you're attacking with the Ruthless Raider, with the Overwhelm, you're getting stuff through. So by the turn 3 or 4, you probably have already, say by turn 4, you've probably hit the Nexus at least twice, if not 3 times, which is really good. We also have Babbling Bjerg, and I love the art on Babbling Bjerg. What a cool character Bjerg actually is. Bjorn, I call him, for Bjornborg. But he's cool. He's really cool, and the fact that when he's somebody draws a unit with 5+ power is fantastic. But we don't have an awful lot of units that are 5+. That's a deliberate deck building thing. So when normal Ash Swajani decks, you've got, you know, the 5/5 do everything +1/+1, and if you've put the Trapper out, then there's a 1 cost 5/5 The Hearthstone is what I'm looking for. I don't even really need to look it up anymore because that is what it is. So the only thing that this boy here can actually pull are the two people that you want to be pulled, which is Sejuani. And you want Sejuani out there as fast as possible, because as soon as she levels up, you know, each round the first time you damage enemy nexus, frostbite all enemies. And if you have got an Ember Maiden still alive, well, they're all just frostbitten. So you clear the board, off you go. That's really kind of the basis of the deck. And another way that we can get stuff through is, you know, you guys, I like putting in new cards into decks, and this is the Wolf Rider. Not really seen that much in any deck at the minute. But a 4/3 and get an empty mana gem is really good when you need to do spells. Because this spell deck, although not very big, is fantastic. Because our other person is a Farron who gives you 3 decimates and ends the game, but he is only a 2 of. And now let us go through our spells. Blade's Edge for 1 is the equivalent of a warning shot. Now, yes, a warning shot costs 0. I'm perfectly aware of this. But the Blade's Edge deals 1 to anything. That's why there's 3 of them in there. It's cheap, it's cheerful, it's effective, it levels Sejuani. That is why that is in here. To keep things alive, however, we're running 3 Shared Spoils, and Shared Spoils is a burst spell that grants the top 3 units in your deck +1/+1. So that's even better than the Omen Hawk. But if you've plundered, say you Blade's Edge turn 3, then drop this down, and you're going to draw one of them that's buffed 1/1. Now what happens, for instance, if your Omen Hawk has done it? You know? The possibilities are endless. Endless. Which then leaves us to Death's Hand. And I'm really hoping you guys can see the synergy of all the spells. Damage the Nexus. If you've damaged the Nexus, you get something good back with Shared Spoils. Death's Hand, 2 to an enemy and 1 to the enemy Nexus. Yes, we'll have 3 of those as well, please. That's excellent. And then, you know, the best spell in the game, Fury of the North, to give it to one of your Overwhelm units to smash home for victory. And this is my Turbo Sej, because Wolf Rider, the combination of Wolf Rider, Ember Maiden, Ruthless Rider, Blade's Edge, and Death's Hand, your Sej lands fully loaded. Absolutely guaranteed, fully loaded. The only thing I'd like to put in here would be something that would actually bring Sejuani next round. But I'm pretty sure that these 40 cards, and it's an aggro deck. Like, let's be fair. We are throwing stuff out here. We want Draven to attack with his quick attack. We want the Legend Grenadier to go out. And now because he's got 2 health instead of 1 and was being killed by this little git. You know, just for like 1 damage, that's not good enough. But this one, you know, still good. Can still block. Can still attack. Still a good unit. And then, of course, you've got... I just adore Ruthless Rider. He is such a great, great, great 2-drop. So, this is my version of Aggro Turbo Sej. The deck code, which I'm about to make right now, will be in the pinned comments, as will a free invite to the Dongers of Runeterra Discord. Come and join us. We have tournaments and leagues, and I've actually got a league game to play right now, so I need to go and wrap this up. So this is about 10 minutes of, if you enjoy playing Sej and Ashe, this is a different deck with different win conditions. It's not big units, it's full out aggro, and this could possibly fill in the gap for the remainder of this expansion to replace the Darrowing deck, and that was pretty much what I wanted to do. I love Sedge, I like Draven. If we're in Noxus, that's the best aggro thing to keep them alive and to make sure that you can clip the Nexus. You know, to be fair, Freljord and Bilgewater were the only other two things I could think of going with it, and the idea of making a new Sedge deck that levels up pretty easily, to be honest. That's my deck. If you like the video, please thumbs it up, that's all good, or subscribe, that's even better. And until the next time, guys, take it easy. My name's Sith. Dongers out.